You're on.
Good evening. My name is James Stam, and today I would like to refute the claim of fact speech. The advocate's topic, main claim, was that McDonald's has a negative effect on Americans' diets. The advocate's secondary claims to support this are as follows. Number one, McDonald's negatively affects the health of Americans due to the nutrition value in the food. Number two, McDonald's uses advertisements to lure in viewers to unhealthy eating habits. And number three, McDonald's causes an addiction to an unhealthy way of life. Because there exists little to no dispute that McDonald's sells unhealthy foods, I do not intend to directly deny this claim. However, his reasoning and issues with evidence used to support this undermine his message. In the advocate's own introduction, he mentioned an instance where a woman allowed a McDonald's hamburger and fries to stay stagnant for 6 months, showing no signs of mold or deterioration. While indeed repulsive, the experiment provides little to the advocate's major claim. The advocate's first secondary claim, McDonald's negatively affects the health of Americans due to the nutrition value in the food, does support the major claim, though it itself is not well supported by evidence. While the advocate quotes the movie Super Size Me, that 60% of all Americans are either overweight or obese, it is important to note that this piece of evidence is contextual to the entire American population. The link between this and McDonald's is not specified, and so disregards other sources of obesity. For example, WebMD listed in 2006 that sleep debt, population age, and ethnicity are all contributing factors to American obesity. Further, the implication that McDonald's is a major cause of the 60% does not take into account other fast food chains such as Burger King, Carl's Jr., Del Taco, etc. The advocate goes on to state that McDonald's causes Americans to have a greater chance of acquiring life-threatening diseases. He criticizes McDonald's for promoting their food as nutritious by stating that it is junk food and contains many chemical additives, without providing evidence or citation. Evidence issues aside, this generalization is incorrect as it disregards a variety of salads, yogurts, and sides of fruit that are also present on the McDonald's menu in addition to the obvious fries and burgers. His secondary claim is that McDonald's uses advertisements to lure in viewers to unhealthy eating habits. As with most big businesses, it is true that McDonald's participates in various forms of advertising. However, it is not McDonald's intention to make its customer take on unhealthy eating habits. For example, Health.com points out and commends McDonald's for spelling out the nutritional information right on the back of its tray liners. To support his secondary claim, the advocate states that toys are used as a marketing technique to get children to desire fast food. Again, no evidence of specific instances or studies are provided to support this claim. His quotation from the CSPI, or Center for Science in the Public Interest, stating that McDonald's marketing to children is predatory and wrong, presents only an emotive reason for believing that McDonald's is at fault for entrapping children with advertising. The advocate's third and final claim, McDonald's causes an addiction to an unhealthy way of life. In the very BBC article that the advocate cited pertaining to the effects of administering and withdrawing sugar from a rat's diet, the BBC reported that Michael Jacobson, executive director of the CSPI, calls into question the nature of addictive foods by stating that the burden is on the advocates of the addiction argument to provide evidence of addiction. In addition, the advocate made the comparison between the U.S.'s total expenditure on higher education versus its total expenditure on fast food. The United States Census Bureau estimates that the total American population is 310,580,127, of which collegemoneymakingideas.com stated in 2010 that only 5% go to college, compared to the 1 in 4 Americans, as reported by Super Size Me, who eat at a fast food restaurant daily. This comparison is ineffective as it fails to take into account factors such as age groups, which skew the link between Americans' devotion to higher education versus its devotion to fast food. Further, the major claim specifically covers the diet of Americans rather than their expenditures. In conclusion, the claim of fact is uncontroversial, and the secondary claims, while supporting the major claim, are themselves lacking in evidence, and there exist errors in reasoning and the links between evidence and claims.
All right. I didn't see a lot of counterclaims except for on the first point where you mentioned potential alternative causality issues that are not accounted for by the McDonald's issue, including other fast food chains, which I thought was fine. But the other issues, inactivity or cultural issues or genetics and family background, that was okay. You kind of keep it at a general level, and that gives us some reason to doubt the inference that's being made at the beginning. I thought you did a really nice job analyzing the evidence and the reasoning that the advocate is using and trying to explain why it was insufficient to advance the claims. Now, you don't really present a lot of counterclaims on these points, but you do occasionally stick in a nice piece of evidence that shows why the advocate's claim is problematic. For instance, I like the fact that you use the advocate's own source to show that the burden of proof on the addictiveness of the food is on the people who are making that claim. Then you need to show that the advocate failed to show that this is in fact addictive, and the notion that people are addicted to eating at McDonald's is largely unexplored. I think maybe you're a little low-key in the delivery, but it's all very clear, and I thought the wording was clear also. It does sound a little bit, like I mentioned to somebody earlier, like an essay as opposed to a speech, and you don't want to be afraid of occasionally breaking away from your script and talking to the audience a little bit more directly. All right, thank you.